Alright, so in this video, I would like to show you how I make chicken nougats. I don't make nuggets, I make nougats. I'm fancy, son. Alright, so you just follow this recipe and you're going to be doing better than McDonald's and the king of burgers and I love her. Alright, chicken nougats. Alright, so for now this is what we have here. I have 2 chicken breasts and I am soaking them in some apple cider vinegar. You can also do this in lemon juice. I'm going to leave it here a couple of minutes in the fridge and then season it up. You're going to need some flour. This is cornstarch. This is to dredge it and to make the breading before we fry it. You're going to need an egg, right? Now let's go to the seasonings. We're going to keep the seasoning simple. I usually, last time I made chicken nuggets, I seasoned it kind of like Hispanic style. And what happens is the inside of it gets, like orangey and nice and a nice red, nice orange. People don't like that, I guess, visually. So what we're going to do is we're going to season the chicken with onion powder, garlic powder, salt, and pepper. Okay, we're going to use these for the chicken. But in the breading or in the flour with cornstarch mixture, we're going to use these, but also add a little paprika, however you like to say it. This guy's dancing merengue already. All right, so let's get to the part where, you're going to need a food processor. I have mine back here. And, of course, a pan to fry the nuggets in. We could deep fry them, but right now that's a waste of oil. We're just going to fry them in a regular skillet. Okay. Alright, so here's my wonderful food processor. I have my chicken here on the side. Now, I could have seasoned the chicken and put it into the fridge and let it marinate a little bit, so to speak, but we're going to season it right in the processor. So here I've cut up some of the chicken. I'm going to throw it right in there. Here are the other 2 chicken breasts, and just gonna cut them into cubes. And you can see I kind of left some of the fat on. I wish I actually had a little more fat, a little more skin, because when you make, when these fast food places mass make chicken nuggets, they actually do put in some chicken skin, some of the fat. Okay, that's there. Now, let me clean up a little bit. Right into the food processor, I'm going to put my seasonings directly in there. So I'm going to go on ahead with, where's my salt? My salt, I'm going to add, just eyeing it, that's about a teaspoon. Salt, black pepper, onion powder, garlic powder. That's a lot. And the paprika we're not going to put in there. The paprika we're going to use on the breading. Lastly, we're going to add a touch of flour and a touch of cornstarch. Let me get a spoon here. Well, this is a tablespoon. But we're going to add this, a little less than a teaspoon of flour. And a little bit of the cornstarch. Cornstarch. Right in there. If you remember reports years ago concerning chicken nuggets made at, fast food chains, they're made out of this kind of like slime type thing, but we're going to make ours nice and fresh. Okay, so I'm going to pulse this or I can puree it, and this should turn. Oh look, some of the seasonings here on the top of the blade. Want to make sure we get that in. Okay, all right. So we're gonna. Oh, almost forgot. Let me put a dash of olive oil, just a dash. Okay, we're gonna turn this into like a clay or like a paste. Okay, now I'm not gonna have you watch me do this, but you can already see it's almost there. It's just another 30 seconds. Okay, so now if you notice, it's kind of like a nice clay. See? But it's not pink and it's not slimy. Alright? It's kind of like if I were making meatballs, right? Like ground beef. So I'm going to take this out of the processor, clean up the counter here a little bit, and I'm going to show you the next step. Okay, I just want to show you the consistency of this. It's kind of like I said, it's like ground beef, or as if I was going to make meatballs, right? It's basically ground up chicken, right? But we've added those spices, we've added the cornstarch and the flour, and that's why it allows us to, you know, work with it a little better, to make nuggets. You can also make like chicken sandwiches. Oh, here's a piece of gristle. You can leave that in there if you want, but I don't. You can make, let's say, a chicken patty. Like we can bread, you know, make a circular patty, bread it and fry it. But we're making nuggets, all right? So I'm just going to flatten this out, and I'm going to put this to the side, and we're going to work on putting our breading together. Okay. All right, people, so here's my little workstation here. I have my chicken mixture here on the side, some flour, some other flour, and this egg that I just scrambled here. And I'm just gonna break the white a little more. Okay, and off camera I have another plate over there on the side to stack up the finished nuggets. So what we're gonna do now, I'm gonna season the second plate of flour. The first plate of flour that we're gonna use to dredge, we don't need to season that. So right in there, some salt, some black pepper, some garlic and onion powder, and like I mentioned before, we want the breading to have nice color, so we're gonna put in the paprika. Why I'm not using my other hand, I don't know. That way my arm doesn't get in your way. You know what? You know what? I am going to put a little more salt in there. And you just grab a whisk or a fork. Get it nice and mixed up there. I want to make sure that the paprika or paprika, pimienton, is well mixed in this plate, because that's what's going to give it our nice color. Oh, I almost forgot. We also need to put in what makes these sorts of things nice and crunchy, some cornstarch. So I'm going to go right ahead. I almost forgot, man. That would have been messed up. This is about a teaspoon of cornstarch. Right in there. Now we can give it another mix. When you fry any sort of chicken and you want it breaded nicely and crispy, you have to put in cornstarch into the breading that you use. Okay? If you want this a little darker, you can put a little more paprika in, or even some annatto. But again, I'm kind of trying not to make these Hispanic style. So we're gonna go with the paprika. All right. Okay. Now let's start molding the nuggets. So basically what they do when it comes to fast food nuggets, they have like a mold, like a cookie cutter type thing, or a mold, and it makes the shapes. So you can roll this chicken mixture out somewhere and get a cookie cutter. This is why their nuggets are always the same shape. Or, you know, in your hand, you just mold it a little bit. Maybe that's too big. You can make a nugget. Whatever shape you want. Let's do all of them first. For some reason, there's one of these companies that one of their nugget shape is like Italy. Has like a boot type shape. I'm not gonna say, I don't want to get sued. But if you want to replicate that, you can do that right here in your hand. Let's see if I can get an Italy shape. Look at that. Alright. You try to make them about the same size. Alright. And I'm going to shape the rest of these, and then we'll go on to the next step. Alright, I changed the angle here a little bit to see if we can kind of get a better view of what's going to take place here. And I shaped all the nuggets, different shapes. So we're going to treat this like, you know, like if you're making anything else that you have to dredge. So we're going to dredge it in flour first. Shake the excess. Put it into our egg wash. Get this fork out of here. From there, we go to the breading. And what we're going to do is, have a little plate here on the side. I'm just going to stack them up here. Alright, let's do another. Flour, shake, egg, coating, or breading, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, one more? Let's do one more. Flour, egg. Ooh, I introduced flour into the egg, which is not good. You want to be careful of that because the egg will get weird. Let me just... And our final breading here. Check the excess off. Alright, you just want to repeat until you got all your pieces done. Alright. Alright, so here are our nougets uncooked. Let me get some of that powder off a little bit. And I have a nice clean plate on the side here with some paper towel. I just want my oil to come up to heat. And we're going to fry these, you know, they don't even... Ooh, it's ready. It doesn't take that long. Literally like 2 or 3 minutes. Let's put one in. Look at that. Already. It's popping, baby. I should have shaken these off more to get some of the flour, excess flour off, but too late now. We're going to go right in. Make sure you get the excess flour off before you throw them in there. Also, I was going to mention, if you want to reshape them, this is your chance to do it before you throw them into that hot oil. So we are on low. Let me put it up to medium. If I were to deep fry these, they would take quicker. They would cook quickly. Well, it's alright. We're just gonna wait a couple extra minutes. You know, really doesn't take long either because they're really not that thick. You can almost see that they're kind of floating a little bit. Okay, they move easily across this hot oil. Let's flip one over to see. Still. Alright, so I'm going to give this another like 2 minutes or so. Golden brown. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Look at how these came out. Let me just do these other 3 that remain. Man, that oil looks like it's had a bad day. I'm going to come back. Alright. My goodness, look at this. Look at these nuggets. Look how oh, I already had one. I do have to admit that I told you I was going to do 3 minutes and 3 minutes. No, I did 3 minutes. I flipped them over. Did another 3 minutes. And then kind of moved them around for the next 5 minutes. You know, flipping and moving around to get them browner. Okay, so you may have to, you know, mess around with it about 10 minutes. Okay, let me sit down. Now look, I ain't trying to toot my own horn, but look at these, man. Straighten out the camera. Look at these. Oh, oh, oh. Now there we go. Look at these. They're just so beautiful, golden brown, delicious. I had one already. A word about the sauces. Here I have some barbecue sauce. I bought, you know, just regular bottle. And here's some honey mustard. The honey mustard, all you got to do really is you get some honey, you get some mustard, and you mix it. But I want to show you. Let's take this one. They're really good. I'm still smoking. Alright. That's how you make nougats.